Hello, I'm Jackie of Thomson HypnoWellbeing, and this week I'd like to talk to you about criticism. Now, last week I talked about kindness and how being kind to yourself and others creates more happiness in your life. Well, today, talking about criticism, I have a question for you. What does it feel like to be criticized by others? How does it make you feel? When was the last time that someone criticized you? And how did that make you feel? Well, if this is how being criticized makes you feel, then why do you do it to yourself? Do you even realize that you do it to yourself? What thoughts do you have when you criticize yourself? Maybe it's something as simple as I'd like to do that, but I can't. I'm not clever enough, or I'm not brave enough. I'm not going to buy new clothes because they never have anything in my size. Or maybe it's even something like, I'm a bad parent. Now, I've had that one myself. My kids are all grown up now and off living their own lives. But last time I had them all together, we were talking about where they spent most of their early teens. It was a big, old, rambling house that we were renovating. My then husband and I had 6 children between us, so we needed somewhere big, and it was huge. Sadly, it never got finished, but that's another story. We were talking about the fact that it never had proper heating, so it was always cold, and there'd be ice on the inside of the windows in winter. And I actually apologized to them. I said I was sorry for being such a bad parent, making them grow up or allowing them to grow up and letting them live in that sort of environment. And they were absolutely horrified that I felt that way. To them, it had been one big, huge, happy adventure growing up because they were always able to have their friends round. They had great parties there. And I never complained about the noise because the house was big enough. They were at one end and I was the other end. I was the only parent who always said yes if they asked if their friends could come to stay. So they all loved coming to our house. Mind you, they thought I didn't know what they got up to as well. How wrong were they? But as long as they weren't knocking back the vodka or doing drugs, I pretended not to notice the bottles of cider snuck in or the rubbish that was left behind. Of course I did. I cleared up, so I did notice it. But they didn't know that. And that's just one example. Us humans are great at finding all sorts of ways to criticize ourselves. The truth is, you've been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. So be willing right here and right now to stop all criticism of yourself and others. Try approving of yourself instead. Start praising yourself. Praise builds you up. Criticism just knocks you down. When was the last time that somebody praised you? Well, don't wait for somebody else to do it. You can start by praising yourself, telling yourself that you're brilliant. You acknowledge yourself for everything you do. For a child to grow and blossom, they need love, acceptance, and praise. And you know, the child within you still needs that love and approval. So why not start saying nice things to yourself like, I can do this. I'm wise. I'm clever. I'm wonderful. I'm whatever, as long as it's nice. Switch from criticism to praise. It can work wonders. So from now on, when you notice you're criticizing yourself, you can choose to praise yourself instead. Just say to yourself, I am choosing to let go of all criticism. I now choose to praise myself instead. And you can choose to praise others too, of course. Criticism just breaks us down. It chips away at our self-worth and our self-esteem, and it reinforces the belief that we're not good enough. And you really are good enough. You are a beautiful, unique person, fully deserving of all the love and the happiness you want in your life. You are good enough. You are enough. You are more than enough. So come on, let's spend this week focusing on praising ourselves rather than criticizing ourselves. And I could criticize myself there for actually not being able to get my words out. But that's fine, because I know that you know what I mean and what I meant to say. So that's it for this week. I've really enjoyed these last 4 weeks, sharing these videos on the mothership, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the future. But that's it for today. So have a great weekend, and bye for now.